This is a story of design, building and love. With rampant renovators, Dee and Darren Jolly.
So we are in beautiful St Andrews Beach, which is approximately, an hour and a half from Melbourne, down on the Mornington Peninsula. So beautiful areas, beautiful wineries, and we're only a couple of k's away from the beach.
Being right in the middle of fashionable Mornington Peninsula, whatever they do, surely they can't lose.
An unlimited budget.
I do have to keep control of Dee in terms of money.
Dee and Darren's ambitious plans have been joined by an equally ambitious architect, Sam Haberley, and work on this coastal property was sailing.
Let's get into it, mate.
But the winds turned when Dee started talking kitchens.
How on earth are you going to put all that sort of thing into that drawing there? It's just not going to happen. I would like to meet Sam.
It's an old, grumpy bastard. So what do you think of the design, Rex? I'm a fan.
Yeah, I know you are, and clearly I'm not. I'd like to redesign that area.
Going to redesign the house too, while you're at it?
While the concreting job continues without a hitch, things are not so happy in the shed. Darren's concerned about the scale of one of the walls on the plans.
You understand how high this wall is, because on your elevations it's showing that it's 5.5 metres tall.
Yeah, it's about the same height as you.
Well, it's very easy for you to say.
Well, it's simply an off-form concrete wall, so you just put some formwork there and fill it up with concrete, and away you go.
Is that...
That's not that hard, Daz. It's what I used to do when I was 2 years old. You just grab the blocks, one,
Tell you, you
two.
architects are all the same, mate. You think everything's so easy. Your little click of your mouse, yeah, that looks good. Get that out of the way for a sec. It's, what, 3.5 metres long?
Yep.
And 5.5 metres high. So
Yep.
off-form concrete, the amount of pressure that's going to be on the formwork to fill it from that height
Yep.
is going to be extreme, and we're just worried about it blowing out.
I have used this other product before. It's called Dincel, and it's the formwork and the concrete wall in one. So it's a PVC honeycomb that you put in place, and then you actually fill it up with concrete, and essentially you've got your wall built.
How strong is it?
It's all pre-engineered. It's actually the honeycomb in the middle. I
Okay.
reckon you should go and check it out.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I will. If that's going to help, and if that's going to make us build this wall in one go, or at least two goes.
It's not that hard, is it, Daz? It's just as easy as this, mate.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Blocks.
Dee was very quick and certain about what aggregate she wanted for all the concrete floors.
Cheers.
Good choice.
But now she's not so sure, and she's got the expert doubting too.
At the showroom, I was with you, thinking
Yeah.
that dark colour would suit the job, but
Yeah.
now having seen it and the way the concrete's been poured today, and it's such an open,
Yeah.
bright area, I think that dark colour will bring it down too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so
thinking.
in my view, I think you should go for a lighter colour.
Yeah.
I think the light colour will complement it much better.
Good.
than the dark
Okay,
one.
I feel so much happier. I just needed your expert opinion. I think I knew that somewhere deep down, but I promise I will not change my mind again. This is
Great.
it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Dave Franklin has been plotting his landscape design, and he needs Sam the architect on the same page before pitching his ideas to Dee.
I have got the best idea. I'm thinking what Darren and Dee want for their garden, and I'm thinking about getting a Thai influence into this garden.
I was thinking we put a Tibetan influence. For goodness sakes, mate, what are you thinking?
Mate, come on, what's wrong with a Thai influence on this garden, mate?
It's like quintessential Australian landscape on the Mornington Peninsula. We've got to celebrate that. There's no way in hell we're going to put like a big Buddha in the middle of their deck.
I'll do a bet with you. If I win, right, we get to put Thai into this garden. If you win, I'll take you to Bangkok and show you what Thai gardens are about.
I tell you what, I'm happy with that. If you win, you can take me to Bangkok, but if I win, you can still convince me.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Let's do it.
Bangkok.
Mate, best of three, best of three.
Coming up, Bangkok.
It's not just about the architecture and the gardens. You need to get your soul around Thailand.
And Darren's living on the edge.
I think I may have just dug myself my own grave.
Love Shack.
Dave Franklin, the landscape designer, is chasing a design dream for Dee and Darren's Love Shack property. So he's dragged Sam to Bangkok to gain inspiration.
Dave, how are you, mate?
Hey, mate, how are you?
Man, amazing spot. This is awesome.
Mate, Siam. Nothing but the best for
I'm
you.
glad it's on you.
Mate, I have actually prepared a drink for you.
What's this? Little girly drink, mate. What have you got? A beer?
I've got a beer, but it kind of
Cheers.
suits you though. There you go, mate. So tomorrow, I've got Nat from Urban Adventures to show you how we can get Thai back into this landscape. Get to bed, because your adventure starts tomorrow.
Cheers.
I really want you to soak up Thailand. So it's not just about the architecture and the gardens. You need to get your soul around Thailand, and that's why we thought we'll start you here. So why don't I get my tuk-tuk and you and I get out of here?
I think the Thailand expert, Dave, it's called a tuk-tuk. It's not a tuk-tuk.
Enough of that. All right, so I've got you here to Watsakat, commonly known as the Golden Mountain, 344 steps. Looks like you tucked into a bit of pad thai last night. Are you going to be right for this?
Mate, have I got it? What about you? You know what?
I've eaten pad thai.
I'll carry up.
Oh,
Come on.
All right.
On your hop.
Let's go.
Up we go.
Hello.
Here we are, Dave. We made it. 344 steps.
Look at it now. Look at Thailand. Is this not getting into
That
your
is
soul
magic,
now?
mate. There is so much culture going on, but I still don't know what we're taking home.
Let's have a look.
Dave reckons culture and food are intertwined. So Urban Adventure's next stop for the boys is Courageous Kitchen.
All right, well, let's get courageous. Let's get into our kitchen, mate.
First, a market tour to find the ingredients. Then it's aprons on and time to smash into some Thai cuisine.
Last but not least, chilies.
The chilies. They're my favourite, mate. Get them into you, Dave.
Is it going to be really, really hot?
Come on, Dave. It's just a chili. Man up.
Now we've got all our food here, mate. Can you imagine doing this on a 10-metre long concrete bench table down at the peninsula?
That would be so cool, mate. Maybe that's the Thai influence in the garden is we just have a cook-up at the housewarming party. Do you reckon we can convince Dee and Daz to cater? Gin Loy
No? Gin Loy, what's that?
means let's eat in Thai.
Okay, so I've finally got you here to a Thai garden. This is a modern Thai. This has got the influence of a Western culture here, as you can see, and then there's a few materials that we're going to be using back at the job there.
Tell me about it, Dave. You got rocks, you got water, you got greenery. You know, what's the point?
Well, I want you to have a look at all the layering. This is what we're going to be using in the job, okay? So just picture that we've got the Hellenica. That will be all our coastal reeds as well. As you know, you have designed steel and timber in the central courtyard here. We have got all the concrete. You can see all the colours and all the layering. So there is a little bit of Thai influence in this as well.
Oh, it's very subtle, mate. I mean, I can see the steel and the timber, the changes in level, but it's as subtle as that little chili you had for lunch, I reckon.
So Sam, there was one last space that I did want to show you. Have a look around at what we got here.
Hate to say it, Dave, but I think you might be right. You've got the steel work, you've got the timber work, you've got the greenery, you've got this hint of Eastern influence, but it's quite contemporary. You know what, Dave? I think you'll make a good architect one day.
What? Mate, I'll let you mow my grass one day.
Darren had big concerns about a big wall.
You understand how high this wall is, because on your elevations it's showing that it's 5.5 metres tall.
Not that hard, Daz. It's what I used to do when I was 2 years old. You just grab the blocks, one.
Tell you architects are all the same, mate. You think everything's so easy.
Sam suggested the din cell construction system could be his saviour, promising Darren weeks saved on his building schedule. But Darren's not so sure, so he's flown to Sydney to see for himself at the din cell factory.
I'm pretty sceptical on how it's all going to work, so I want to know the ins and outs and actually see if I'm going to use it.
Darren, tell me, as you're a builder, how do you build the walls?
Well, traditionally, block work, you stack them on top of one another.
We have already gone to Mars. We have invented artificial intelligence. We made the open heart, the surgery. In construction industry, we are still building with the 5,000 years old technology called bricks. We are putting stones at the top of each other.
There's two panels here you've shown me, so do they just click together, do they?
That's right, exactly. You just pick one up, put it on the ground, yeah, like that, and then let's pick this one up.
So we just did 3.3 by roughly 700 in 5 seconds. We just clipped two together.
That is correct. Darren, you mentioned you are a skeptic.
I did, yes.
Yes, I'm going to, to prove something to you. We are going to, to build 5 meter by 3 meter and 3 meter high the walls in no time.
Hang on. You're going to build me a 5 metre wall by 3 metre by 3.5 metre high in no time.
That is, the correct.
I've got to get going, mate. I haven't got time to stand around for this and wait.
Before we finish our, the conversation, that wall will be up. Boys, start the clock, please. This doesn't rot.
Yep.
It doesn't support bacteria. This doesn't support mold, mildew. It's a revolution, basically. Skyscrapers, houses, the garden walls, water tanks, even building in the sea water.
So the boys are just putting in the last panel.
Stop the clock.
Wow, how long did that take?
It's 16 minutes.
16 minutes to do something that high and this amount. Doing that at Blockwork, that'd take at least a week when you consider all the factors involved. So I'm convinced. I'm going to need about 25 panels. I'm going to order them now. I'm clearly not going to take them back on the plane. So we're going to get back and we're going to use them. I'm sold.
But Darren has some other agendas whilst in Sydney. Secret design agendas he hasn't run past D.
We're doing a house down in the Mornington Peninsula and our architect has nominated corrugated iron with the monument finish. Have you got some samples here I can have a look at?
Sure do. Yeah. Come inside.
Beauty.
So this is Colorbond steel in the colour monument. So This is the sample just here. I bet your architect specified this particular product.
Why is that?
Well, this is our monument Colorbond steel, which is a very popular colour. Mm-hmm. We now offer it in a matte finish.
To me, they just look like they're the same texture.
Yep, so they're different technologies and we've put a lot of effort into developing in Australia this new innovative technology which diffuses the light. You've got to go and have a look outside.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah, I can actually see the colour difference and the texture difference in those.
It really diffuses the light and gives you a subtle, luxurious finish. Yeah. People are mesmerised when they see it on a build because it just looks spectacular.
So Darren wants a matte finish for the house, not just for the roof, but for the walls too. Time for another secret Sydney design meeting.
So Stephanie, this is it.
This is it, and what a fantastic example of Fielder's finesse in prominence.
Looks bloody good.
It does, and I think it will be a great addition to the cladding on your place as well. It's a beautiful industrial look. We can get it to you in Colorbond Monument matte, so it'll match in with the house. No need to paint it. Don't worry.
No need to paint is a huge thing. I don't want to do that in 7 years' time. Who wants to paint the house again? I would bet my bottom dollar that the only person painting the house in 7 years' time would be me. Because A, Dee can't paint because she's no good, and B, I don't let her paint because she's no good. This is going to be a huge decision on mine, so I'm going to need you to come to Melbourne and actually help me get it across the line because I do think it's amazing. It is beautiful. I like to live on the edge occasionally. I'm going to order it before I go back to Melbourne.
That's music to my ears. I love it.
So it's done. The decision's done as far as I'm concerned.
We'll shake on it.
All right. I think I may have just dug myself my own grave. I've just gone ahead and ordered 280 square metres of this cladding. Stephanie sold it beautifully to me and I've just made the decision. I've done. It's done. I've ordered it. It's coming.
Coming up, Dee's making her own last-minute changes.
Why didn't you tell me before today?
Awkward.
And it's kitchen designer versus architect round 2.
We now have a window in the wrong place and we have a kitchen that's now going to have to be totally redesigned.
It's a little detail. It doesn't matter. Get over it, Rex. We'll sort it out.
The Dincel blocks are on site and going up as easily as Darren had hoped.
The whole lot will be filled with concrete and it'll be a super strong structural wall after that.
Dincel is pretty new on the scene, so Darren's team haven't worked with it before. They're suspicious how quickly it's falling into place. But Darren, he's done his homework.
Just gonna have confidence.
With hearts no longer thumping, the concrete starts pumping.
Go, mate!
It looks like Darren's wall will be finished weeks ahead of schedule. Meanwhile, interior decorator Dee knows it's never too early to start thinking furniture.
I've been coveting the Jasper 2 for, I reckon, 10 years.
It's a very large family sofa, really comfy. It's a great sofa. As I said, it's got the beautiful feather overlay. We've got lots of options. It's modular. You can have the chaises left or right.
Yep.
You've got lots of options that you can add to this product. It can be fabric or leather. It's a smart sofa as well.
What's a smart sofa?
So smart means we've got all little pockets throughout the arms and backs.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So that allows us to have things like our sofa light, which is behind you.
Okay.
We've got even charging tables, so we can charge our phone.
On here?
On there. Just pop it on the end.
No way, I didn't know that.
It's exciting. It's a great
That
little
is
added
so
bonus. You
good.
never need to leave your sofa.
The only thing I'm just thinking is that all requires power, I'm assuming.
It does. So you would need to have access to power. So are you against a wall or floating in the middle of the room?
We're floating, which is actually a problem because the concrete's being poured today. And I have
can you
not
get a
thought of
PowerPoint?
this.
Hi.
I've got to talk to you about something that's just occurred to me. I'm really sorry. I'm at King Living and I'm looking at that couch that I'm obsessed about, that I've wanted forever. We need to have power under the couch because it's got smart pockets.
Why didn't you tell me before today?
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I only just found out. So I'm telling you as soon as I knew about it.
You don't understand, the concrete is almost finished, so I've got to get provisions in. Otherwise, I won't be able to get them in.
Can you make it happen?
I'm going to have to get off the phone. I've got to go and put them in. It's got to be quick because otherwise they'll finish and I won't be able to get them in. I've got to go.
All right, thanks, babe.
I've got to go. I'll see you. Bye.
Awkward.
Darren and his team are making fast progress. But with Sam the architect and Rex the kitchen designer, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
I emailed about 6 weeks ago that the window in the kitchen had to be round about 1.5 metres from the left-hand corner when you're standing in front of the waste. It's now 2.5 metres. It's stuffed up the kitchen totally.
Rex, oh my goodness, he's just blowing up about this one little window. And let's be honest, that window is in the right position. This kitchen is huge. It's not actually an issue at all.
Sam, what's going on here?
This is the window, mate. This is the window. It's a square window, straight out of play school, looking straight out at the view. You've got the square window, the arch window, and we've circle window, and we've chosen the square window in this case, framing that beautiful gum tree.
I don't watch play school, but what I will say is I wrote you an email 6 weeks ago that said the window has to be 1,500 from that external corner. That's about 2.5 bloody metres.
Beautiful big window, mate, framing the view. I know that you said you sent me an email, but I've never seen you send an email in your life. I've been standing by the fax machine waiting for you to send a fax for the last 3 weeks, or a carrier pigeon to leave me a little drawing, but I strongly doubt you know how to use email, Rex.
Well, given you live in Tasmania, carrier pigeons is probably about what you'd be used to. We use emails. We now have a window in the wrong place, and we have a kitchen that's now going to have to be totally redesigned. The window's wonderful, but it's in the wrong place. End of story.
It's a little detail. It doesn't matter. Get over it, Rex. We'll sort it out.
And the fact is, I said move the window 1.5 metres from that corner. It's about 2.5 metres.
Well, obviously,
Can't be done.
Daz didn't think it was a good idea because he's put the window in, hasn't he?
I don't think anyone told Daz where it had to go. That's what I think happened.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on this. We all know that I'm right and that you're wrong, but at the end of the day, it's not our house. We're going to have to take it to D. D,
Yep.
where's the pants?
Yep, agreed. Like all architects, it's about his art, and it's a great piece of art. But in some areas, in this particular room, for argument's sake, it is not a functional space.
Coming up, Darren pitches his roofing ideas to Dee.
Why are you even looking at this? This is a design decision, babe.
And the window war of words is escalating.
I don't have a problem with the window, D. What my problem is that the window...
Your problem's me, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No.
With the Love Shack build forging ahead, Darren has been making some important design decisions. Something he knows is Dee's patch.
It really diffuses the light and gives you a subtle, luxurious finish.
It's time for Darren to start fessing up.
I need to talk to you about our roofing product.
Okay.
I stumbled across the Colorbond Steel Discovery van.
Right.
And I wanted to go and have a look at the samples.
Why are you even looking at this? This is a design decision,
Well,
babe.
you see, look, I'm a designer now. I'm actually holding
Oh my
samples.
God, Daz, wait a minute.
So-
You're worrying me.
Yeah, I've learnt well. Sam has nominated traditional Colorbond in corrugated, but I actually really like the matte. It's a bit more subtle than the other one.
Well, it is a bit more subtle, Daz.
You like
Listen
that
to
word?
you with your design language. I have to give it to you. I think on this occasion, The mat's better.
You like the mat?
I love the traditional, but I think the mat's really perfect for this environment just because it's glary, it's exposed, and I think if we can cut any sort of glare out in the building, it's a good thing. And I think it looks really good too.
It will,
So.
yeah.
All right, I'll give you this
Job's
one.
done. I'm going to go make some more decisions.
No, you're not.
The kitchen calamity is not getting any better.
The window's wonderful, but it's in the wrong place. End of story.
In fact, it's reaching boiling point.
I can actually feel some tension from Rex about this, and it is heating up a little bit.
He calls me pig-headed, he's pig-headed.
They look like they're about to actually punch each other. Hi guys, what's going on here? This looks like it's a very tense situation. All right, listen, I want a fair fight. I don't want any biting, any kicking, any spitting. Got it? Let's do this, box on.
So we're talking about this window, Dee.
Yeah.
This amazing outlook out here with the bench running in. We've got...
Which is gorgeous.
It's amazing, but Rex wants to frame that in and cover it.
No, I
This
don't.
is a big design feature.
I don't have a problem with the window, Dee. What my problem is that the window.
Your problem's me, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, the problem's not you. The problem is you don't listen to or read emails that are sent to you. I'm annoyed by the fact that my email was ignored, lost, overlooked, whatever the reason was, and the window was in the wrong place. We're now going to have to find a solution to where do we put your oven. I've had a bit of a think. Probably, maybe over there under that window, we'll have to rethink the window. Because it's an induction cooktop on the top, we don't have any regulatory problems. The oven can go just in the middle of the window, flush with the window.
Blah, 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 blah. Like, so you had the solution, didn't you? You had the solution all along. You were just holding out on me.
No, I had to think the bloody thing through.
And you had to check it with me.
At the end of the day, we want that big window above the bench looking out. Imagine if you're standing there at that kitchen bench without an outlook. Imagine if we couldn't open that window and get the cross ventilation through the house to cool it down in summer. You had the solution all along, holding out. I win.
I reckon you've done it.
I wasn't holding out, but anyway, I'll let you have a win because it makes you feel good.
Got the solution, which is best for Dee and Darren at the end of the day. I'm the winner.
I won because I fixed up Sam's screw-up.
Win, win, win for everyone.
Next episode, Darren gets a curious visitor to the site.
I'm actually here to look at you and the guys.
He's going to get a bit of a fright.
And Dee is up to something.
I've got a secret.
I knew that was a bit suspicious you get me up here. Darren's not around. What is it?
Something big.
When Dee comes over to me with a couple of beers, she's always after something.
I feel like it's the missing piece of the puzzle. We're on... You're going to skull your whole beer.